Hey, thanks for calling. I know you've had a long week, but we're all here for you. Thanks again for calling Three Wise Radio.
Hey everybody, before we get the cast started, I want to let everyone know that if you're going to be at WizCon in Chicago the weekend of August 18th, we will be out and about dressed up as DC bombshells, and you'll probably get a nice little handy-dandy card from us or flyer or something saying you met us.
Yeah.
And look us up and please listen. But if you're listening to this, you already know. But now, if you're going to attend and you listen, you can now look for us. See? It all comes full circle.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry.
Hey, I'm just saying. You can come out and see us because we're going to be at WizCon.
Yeah.
Right on. I don't think I'll be able to dress up, though.
No.
I have to work. I've been traveling too much, and I might have to work.
You have to work.
Yeah. So we'll see, but hopefully.
Will you be able to go at least?
I'll be able to go, but just probably not on the day that we do the bombshells. So we'll see. Maybe. Who knows?
Ooh. Okay.
We'll be there in spirit, even though that means nothing.
So, Joe, are you going all 3 days?
I am, yes.
All 4 days, you mean?
Going all 4?
No, I didn't know there was a fourth.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Nah, I'm going to have to work. I can't do Thursday.
I think I'm just doing Friday, Saturday, so...
There's no 3-day passes, though, so you'd get a 4-day pass.
Yeah, I'm assuming it won't be that ridiculous.
I think it's like $95.
I am not going all 3 days. I'm going one day.
All right.
I'm going one day. Al is going to be heartbroken. That con isn't worth 3 days. Come out and see us.
Maybe it...
That con isn't worth $90 for 4
It
days.
depends on what you're there for. They got some good shopping.
We'll see.
They're more celebrity fueled. Oh, there is a reason to go. I can't say it because I'm trying to.
All right.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
On with the show. Welcome to Three Wise Radio, a podcast where we talk about movies, comic books, TV, technology, the internet, and pretty much everything else media related. I am Joe Greller. I am one of the three wise guys on this channel. Joining me are the two wise guys, Garrett Welker and Sam Pixley.
Good evening, Joe.
My
Good
tummy
evening.
hurts.
Well, you scarfed down Kuma's like...
Yeah.
That was like a 5-minute Kuma burger.
Yeah, that was
stupid of you.
I was just excited.
We have all the time in the world. You could have taken your time.
We don't have all the time in the world.
We got enough. We got all the time tonight. You could have taken your time.
Yeah, I suppose.
For those who aren't from the Chicago area, Kuma's is a delicious burger place that is known for like really not only big burgers, but like wacky, exotic toppings and like...
My burger had 3
fused
different
together.
types of meat on it.
Yeah, so like it's not just a normal burger. It's like a meal on a bun with a side of fries.
It's like if Bob's Burgers met another's Bob Burgers met a metal bar. So you just had like 2 super wacky burgers
I'm not gonna
together
lie.
with metal stuff.
I'm not going to lie, 2 of those 3 things sound unappealing.
Is it Bob's Burgers?
A little bit.
Shame on you.
I don't like the kids. No, I like the
Gene?
one kid. Is he the boy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him. He's funny.
There are funny jokes in it, but I can't. It's the animation.
Okay.
It's the animation, and it's the fact that they use male voices for female characters. It bugs me.
Also, I think Archer is
sounds
just such
weird.
a better show.
It
and
is.
when I hear that, I just want to watch Archer instead.
Okay.
It
give you
really
that.
is. All right, getting on to some headlines that
Headlines.
were in the news this week. Slow week because everyone's still preparing for Comic-Con, which is next weekend out in San Diego.
Yeah.
Comic-Con International.
You going?
No.
Me neither.
Okay, let's address this real quick. Do you think if we actually tried to go, could we legitimately even get tickets in today's world? Because remember, we tried, 5 years ago now
Yeah,
at
they
this
were sold
point?
out in like less than 3 minutes.
Yeah.
We couldn't even
And
get
that was
close.
before the boom hit. Like, it was on the cusp of the boom, but that was like...
I don't know. Maybe.
I'm sure they've probably allotted for their bigger spike in attendance.
I mean,
don't think so. I mean,
possibly,
the
but
place
it was
like
it was a
it's okay.
weird thing. You had to register with like the website itself, and I still get emails from them. And then you had to, like, they give you like one window, and then you're put into a waiting room. And if you don't hit the waiting room quick enough, like they just take whoever was put into that window, but they will book more people for that window than our tickets allowed. And it's a weird process. Would you want to go?
I would want to go at one point just to go, you know.
Yeah, especially, well, for next year. What would next year be? When does Justice League come out?
Next year.
But late next year, right?
Yeah.
To come out before Justice League comes out, because it seems like DC is kind of starting or trying to like take it over,
Right.
because Marvel's backing out with Disney. So as a DC oriented person.
No, Marvel's actually showing up, I think, this year.
Yeah.
but not in the same capacity that DC is.
No.
So I'd be interested to see it. I just want to go just to know.
Yeah.
If you would
Just
ask me
have that
last year, I would have said no. But because more of the entertainment stuff is coming back, I would like to go. That's always the reason I want to go to these cons.
Yeah.
Is for the entertainment panels. It has nothing, like, honestly, I would probably spend 1 hour on the floor and just camp outside Hall H, which is like the big panel that like all the main stuff is in.
Yeah.
And just try and recycle as many panels as I could out of there. That's all I would do if I ever went.
Yeah.
But that's just me. Speaking of celebrations, you'll probably never hear of another Star Wars movie, though, at Comic-Con International, because they have their very own celebration in London.
Star Wars Celebration.
How long has this been going on? Because this is really like the first year I've heard of it,
I think
like
it's the second
being
year.
a thing.
I think
Okay.
it's the second year or third year.
So it's fairly new.
Yeah, it's new. I'm pretty sure.
All right. Well, the big news apparently out of this, other than apparently there was a episode 8 spoiler you said got dropped by someone.
No,
Rogue
One.
Oh, Rogue
spoiler.
One spoiler got dropped by someone. So if you want to go search for that. We're being oblivious to it. I'm not going to hate you if you end up telling me, but I'm sure these other two will.
Yeah.
So, but no, one of the big things that came out of it, and David Amilati actually posted this on our wall even, so I thought we'd lead off the show with it. Apparently, Grand Admiral Thrawn is now canon again. I'm going to be honest.
I don't know the extended canon.
That's the thing. I don't know it either. Because I'm one of those guys who, before all like this stuff came about, the Disney buying them out and everything else, if it wasn't in the 6 movies, I didn't know about it. And I honestly didn't really care. Other than like maybe Shadows of the Empire stuff. But other than that, I didn't really care. But apparently this dude is a huge deal, and he's coming to Star Wars Rebels, which I hear is a great show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear it's a great show too. I don't watch it, and what were they talking about, that season 3 is going to be really close to New Hope? Like
Yes.
in terms of it's going to start, and that's when it starts to get a little sketchy for me.
Yeah.
There's some kids like New Hope, and there's just some kid flying around who's a Jedi, or I guess he's a Padawan or whatever. But like, there's people with lightsabers, tons of people with lightsabers running around. Kind of takes away from the spectacle.
Oh, Star Wars Rebels, is it really?
Yeah.
He's like a Padawan, and there's like he had a trainer. I don't know where he is now at this point, but like, yeah.
Boba Fett was
Oh, I
in
didn't know
season
that.
2, wasn't he? Like,
Well, Boba Fett
young
could be
Boba.
in it. Boba Fett could be in it. That wouldn't mess up
Like
the timeline.
Maul's in it, like, or no, not yeah, he is.
No,
now,
Maul
yeah.
is in it. Yeah, I've seen Maul. Seen
But
footage of
Darth
Maul.
Vader's in it now?
My only thing
No,
is that then that because of what goes on in A New Hope, New Hope would have to belittle whatever's going on in that show, because no situation that the Empire would be dealing with because of them
is going to be
would
more...
take precedent from what's
The Death
going
Star.
on in New Hope, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
The ending, yes. The rest of A New Hope, no. Because the up until like the Battle of Yavin, I think it is.
Yes.
That would be completely under the radar of basically the Empire, because they're just following plans. Like, they're just trying to track down these plans. I don't like if you have the entire Empire, like, you've got your main guy on it, you've got his forces on it. There's still, like, we talked about this with Rogue One. Like, there's a giant universe out there. You could feasibly have other people doing
sections of
other
the
things
Empire
in the
doing
universe.
stuff,
I guess. I don't know. That bothers me. That there's just this other Jedi Knight kid. What's his name?
I don't know.
Oh, I have no clue.
What's his name? He's got a name.
You talking about the main character in the show itself?
Yeah, Ezra. Ezra is the main character's name.
Okay.
And it's just like, wouldn't they know that he's out there? Obi-Wan or like Yoda?
Somebody?
Like when Yoda said, no, there is another, was he like, yeah, there's another.
It's Ezra.
Leia? No, this kid named Ezra. He's been flying around. Has nobody seen him? You guys not familiar with Ezra? Oh, you gotta meet Ezra. He's great.
Actually, I could buy that. I could buy Yoda from Empire saying that.
You gotta meet him. He's great.
Yeah, like just some crazy Yoda being like, there's this other guy. Did I not mention that? Did that slip
Just
my
completely
mind?
delusional.
Yeah, like I could totally see Yoda,
Is
especially
that why
Empire
he's so
Yoda.
flighty? It's because he's handling an entire other like series. Like, guys, there's like 6 movies you don't even know about happening. Like, I'm doing you a favor, Luke. So it's like, calm down. You're on the back burner. This Ezra kid, he's going places. Not like your screwed up family.
Now I want to see this movie. Actually,
Let's get Matt Sellens in here to help us pitch this. Who's Thrawn then? Like,
Okay,
is it,
so-
like, Would one of you be able to explain that for
The
me?
character first appeared in Timothy Zahn's trilogy of Thrawn novels in 1991 to 1993, which was apparently like a big expanded universe canon story, and like these novels sold really well and everything else. But when Lucasfilm sold to Disney in 2014, it was all part of the stuff that got nixed and said, nope, this is no longer canon. So like the big news is that not only will he get reintroduced into the mythology in Star Wars Rebels, the guy who wrote the original trilogy is now working on a new novel to come out spring of next year.
Cool.
So, and another side note on this, he will be voiced in Star Wars Rebels by Mad Mikkelsen's older brother, Lars Mikkelsen.
Oh my god.
You think he's got crazy eyes too?
I think it's irrelevant in a cartoon. But
got-
yes. That's cool.
Is it irrelevant? Because like sometimes you draw the character
Based
like
on the
the
actor, yeah.
voice actor. So if he's got those crazy eyes,
No, because I feel like just with all the pictures I've seen of Thrawn, he's got a very distinct look. And
Okay.
they're not gonna like
change that.
change that for an actor.
It's cool, sure. There's too much. I think we talked about it before. There's too much Star Wars for me to try and
Keep track of.
I mean, I guess I could read one of the books. I know people have said it's really good, and I'm sure it is really good. But I don't know. There's just other universes that I want to.
I'm gonna be honest. For me, there's still only 7 movies. If the story's not in those 7 movies, I don't care about it. I'll include Rogue One. Other than that, like, I'm not.
That's fine.
It's too expansive now at this point.
But Ezra.
Ezra Miller.
Ashoke.
Ezra Miller?
No.
No, not him. No. That would have been a great segue, but I don't have an Ezra Miller story.
I was gonna say, is there something I don't know about the Flash? Because I don't think there is.
No. But
Perks of Being a
Ghostbusters.
Wallflower 2?
No. Oh, God, I finally saw the trailer for that. I did not like that.
Perks of a Wallflower, the first one?
The only one.
Well, right, but you said I saw the trailer for it, and I was like, there's not a
I
second
did.
one, Joe. Don't try and lie.
And I finally saw the trailer for that one. Didn't like it.
Looks like
anyway,
a lot of emotions.
Speaking of another trailer that people hated, boom, back on track with segues. Ghostbusters, which we will be reviewing next week for the movie train, is apparently not going to get a Chinese release.
Yeah.
Which is not good for anything, especially since China is now the second biggest movie market in the world. However, they're still trying to push it in an effort to appease censors in China. Sony Pictures has renamed Ghostbusters to Super Power Dare Die Team to help win
Hell yeah.
some poll and get the film released. Now, they do this because apparently in China, they do not like the supernatural or the occult or any ghost-related movies being shown there. The last major release this happened to was Crimson Peak. Like, that didn't get released in China. Like, they wouldn't allow it. It was banned and
that's a big
everything
thing
else.
in Japan, too. A lot of Eastern cultures, like, that have a big thing with ancestry and things like that. So the ideas of
Ghosts
and things like that are kind of taboo.
Now, you say Japan, so what's the difference between something like Ghostbusters and The Ring or something? Because that doesn't really seem like it's homaging ancestry.
Well, because it's not so
or-
much supernatural, but it is like it's about ancestry and something like she's like a supernatural entity that like was a girl but isn't. It's kind of funky.
There's like,
But the Scalar brothers were sentenced to death by that judge, so they were human and tied into. I don't know. It's from Ghostbusters 2. I was watching Ghostbusters 2 the
like
other day. actually.
they're I don't know. I feel like with especially Asian culture, like they do have their own little mythologies to explain spirits, but like ghosts themselves are kind of more related with the family ties and stuff. At least as far as my knowledge is.
Gotcha.
So, anyways,
It's not gonna make.
Variety says it won't help.
That's missing. That's no, probably not. That's gonna miss out on a lot of money if it doesn't go through.
That is true, yeah.
It's a big old market.
However, I do like the stupid title of Superpower Dare Die Team. Who came up with that?
no clue.
And how does that relate to Ghostbusters at all?
Because there's powers.
Really?
The ghosts have powers.
Okay. Can you take it home?
Super funny ladies
All right.
daring to break the mold,
Uh-huh.
and one of them dies. Melissa McCarthy.
Does she really?
Here's hoping.
Oh. We'll tell you next week.
Man.
Other news. Have you seen the new Wonder Woman photos on Entertainment Weekly?
Oh, she looked good.
she looks
Damn.
great.
Real good.
She
Yeah,
looks
pod the
great.
mic down on that one. She looks real good. And that costume looks real. Like, she looks real good as a beautiful woman, but also she looks real good in terms of being Wonder Woman.
And the final fight scene in Batman vs Superman is like dark because Doomsday's projecting clouds and like gamma rays.
It's like an apocalyptic event.
Right.
Sure.
So the costume doesn't look as bright and vibrant, but now that it's in like daylight and everything, that thing pops and it looks great. If Garrett hasn't seen it, you need to show it to him.
It's on Entertainment Weekly, right?
Yeah, it is. They did a whole spread on it. So not only do the pictures look great, there's an interview in there with Patty Jenkins, who is the director of the film, and she said that like this is her dream job, which I found kind of interesting. Yeah. That like it's a female director coming out saying this was her dream job always, to direct a superhero movie. And I didn't realize after doing some research how close she actually came. Apparently, she was the original director on Thor: The Dark World, but left to creative differences. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did know that one. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think if this makes more money than Thor: The Dark Worlds, that'll be like Warner Brothers' big like in your face, or like
I don't think so.
Not maybe Warner, but like the fans thing, because you know you have like that internet spatting back and forth of.
I don't think so. I really don't. I think that when Suicide Squad comes out, you're gonna have I think Suicide Squad's gonna be very successful.
They're saying that's actually my next.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they're projected to make big money.
It's projected to be the highest and biggest August debut ever, surpassing Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, you look real good. But yeah, I think what's going to happen, what I'm projecting is going to happen is Suicide Squad's going to be very successful. It's going to be very good. It's going to make a lot of money. There'll be a small backlash of like, oh, well, why isn't David Ayers doing the entire universe? Because people will be dum-dums.
Because that's a different movie completely.
Right. But then I think with that and with seeing high expectations for Wonder Woman and things, I think everything's going to cool down and you're going to start seeing a little less spit and spat. So I don't think you're going to see... I think DC side's going to calm down fairly quickly, and I think Marvel's side's going to back off a little bit. So I think we're going to start unifying again into just wanting to see good movies. So I don't think that there'll be any kind of... This is for Patty. Thor, you suck. I don't think you're going to see that.
Yeah.
But that's just my expectation.
Before I get into the Suicide Squad story real quick... I didn't realize, like, obviously she did Monster. That's what she's known for. She wrote and directed that. But she also apparently did episodes of Arrested Development, Entourage, and the pilot for The Killing.
She's a talented woman.
Like, she's done some things that, like, you normally wouldn't expect those three together.
Yeah. Very diverse.
Yeah.
Career.
Finding projects you're passionate about.
Anyway, like
Good
we were
on
saying...
you, Patty.
Yeah. Like, anyway, we were saying Suicide Squad projected to have the biggest opening debut ever. It's projected right now to beat Guardians of the Galaxy's $94 million opening last year.
Yeah, but does that mean much anymore? I feel like you're also having now
2 years ago.
any big movie that's going to come out now is going to top whatever the last year's one was. The last year's, in terms of month, it kind of seems like they aim it that way, though.
They aim it, but... See, I don't think so. I don't think that's going to be like next year you're going to hear that another movie's going to beat it, and then another year, and another year, and another year. Like, I don't think every movie's on par to be...
that,
yeah.
No, but I'm saying that's why I think they strategically place movies into, like... Because for some reason, that has clout to it now. Is saying, like, oh, we're the best-selling March movie of all time. Like, that means something now.
I blame
so it's
Furious
like, oh,
7.
well, August is pretty big, so let's do September. Let's own September. Let's own... July.
That's the thing. August now is big, but for a long time, August wasn't big. Like that was
everything had already gone.
Yeah, that was your summer movie dumping ground, where it's like, this is a blockbuster, but we know it's not going to make as much money. So,
that's what I think, but
that's not bad. Also, though, Deadline is reporting that this will probably be Will Smith's biggest opening of all time, which is surprising.
I don't know. Does that account for inflation?
Yeah. No, it doesn't count for inflation.
Okay. Thank God he did this instead of Independence Day.
Damn.
I mean, it could be bad. Who knows? And maybe he's not one of the shining
Not
stars
counting
of this,
for inflation, do you know what his biggest box office opening is to date? If you had to guess.
It's something we wouldn't expect.
Yes.
It is something we would not expect. It's not like Pursuit of Happiness, is it?
No. Or maybe you would have expected this. I don't know.
£7?
No.
Independence Day?
Nope. Damn it. See, like, I think you would expect, like, Men in Black, Independence Day.
Is it Fresh Prince?
That's a TV show.
Damn.
I Am Legend.
Oh.
That makes sense. That does make sense. I hadn't thought about that.
That was his biggest opening.
Right during his kind of transition from being swaggy.
And I'll admit, I rushed out opening weekend to see it in IMAX.
It's a good movie.
Because it had the opening scene of The Dark Knight attached to it.
Yeah.
So
It's a good movie, though. Really good book. Totally different, but it's a good movie.
one of the last movies I can remember that I think got an inflation from another movie, like debuting footage before it.
Yeah, that happened with...
Waterboy is really famous for it with episode 1's
that was a
trailer. But I know a lot of people that went for the Dark Knight preview and then left and didn't stay through I Am Legend.
Whatever.
Because like nowadays, you're not like that's just not going to happen.
Just
It'll be put
stay.
up on the internet. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Just stay. Just watch the movie. Why
You
not?
already paid for it, yeah.
Who's that into the Dark Knight, but unwilling to see an action movie? who's?
Idiots.
I don't want to name names.
Oh, do you know somebody?
Oh, no, I'm saying like I know people that did it.
You know individuals. who
Yes,
have
I could
done-
tell you
okay.
3 names that did it.
I
You
figured-
don't know them. You
I
might know
figured
one.
you sat in the audience and saw random people getting up and leaving.
No,
Awesome.
God.
That's
I
cool.
went to the movies with one of them, and then said
They
this
left
to him.
you?
Yeah, well, we were like 3 other people, but they're like, "All right, I'm done. I got to be somewhere. I'm gonna
Sounds
go."
like an asshole. Who drove?
Hopefully not that guy.
I don't remember. I don't think so. No.
I'm just saying this can get a little
This
more
was 8
complicated.
years
This can
ago.
get a little more complicated. Somebody just get in their car and leave you to watch that movie by yourself? What if it was a late night movie? You get home in the dark?
It wasn't. It was like 3 in the afternoon.
Oh, thank goodness.
Concerned for your safety, Joe.
Thank you.
I mean, you're still here, so obviously you're doing fine.
On something that happened 8 years ago.
Hey, man, it might have been a traumatic experience.
Everything's a traumatic experience. It's what shaped me into the fragile thing I am today.
Oh,
Shell of a man.
man of a shell.
Yeah.
Now there's a great movie title.
Ghost in the Shell?
No,
Segway?
Man of a Show. No, I got nothing.
Damn it.
That's it.
Anyway.
My mom says I shouldn't listen to Three Lies Radio, but I do it anyways.
Another big story out this week. Well, Harley Quinn, which, okay, I had to reread this article.
For clarity?
Yes, okay, it was from the Nerdist that I got the article from originally, but I had to reread the article because I don't think I read it that closely the first time around, but apparently the costume designer on Suicide Squad's last name is Hawley or whatever, like Hawley.
All right, big news.
So they would refer to Margot Robbie and then be like, Harley's doing this. And then I'd read like later on and it would have like that weird spelling. Hawley said this. And I'm like, wait.
What?
Yeah, like, are you just really bad at what you're doing here? Or so I had to,
Yeah.
I messed up a few times. But anyway, I'm trying to figure out what her first name is now. I cannot.
Margot?
Well, I know Margot Robbie. I said that already. I'm trying to figure out what.
Just say Ms.
Ms. Hawley.
Yeah.
Miss Hawley, yeah. Well, anyway, she posted photos of some of the original Harley Quinn designs.
Looking like a rocker chick, punk rock.
Courtney Love, they said, was a big inspiration for a few of the
I'm glad
original
they steered away
designs.
from that.
I wouldn't have guessed that. It's a joke. This like straight Courtney Love shit right here.
Especially the tattoo of the face of the Joker on the inner thigh. That's a little much for me.
Does she have a tattoo?
She doesn't in the movie, but in those photos.
No, Courtney Love.
Oh, she's got tons of tattoos.
I'm sure she has tons of tattoos, but I didn't know she
Yes,
had
she has a tattoo of like Kurt Cobain's face or
on
something.
her inner thigh. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at here,
I don't
Joe.
know.
Very few people know because very few people have ventured into Courtney Love's inner thigh.
Specifically after the Kurt Cobain, let's call it incident.
Let's call it incident. Let's be on the safe
Could
side.
be a selfish. Garrett. Actually,
Let's call it incident. But also in the interview,
terrible.
right? Yeah, those are really bad. But also in the interview, they said they did make the classic Jester suit for the movie.
They actually made it.
They made it. She tried it on. There are there are photos of her with it on.
Yeah, I think there's gonna be it's gonna be in the movie.
Yes, they've also said it's in the movie, but she will not wear it in the movie.
That makes sense.
I think it makes sense too.
Some things don't translate to reality.
That suit is one of them.
Tell that to
Yes.
almost any cosplayer. You can have some of the most attractive cosplayer in the world, and that suit still just does not play very well because you are not a cartoon.
Right. No, I would agree with that. Like, it works in like the Neo Gotham where architecture died in the 40s, but technology kept moving on. Like, it works in that type of.
Did technology keep moving on really though?
They had computers, They had televisions. This is all stuff they didn't have around the 1940s, but still a radio looked like a radio from the 1940s. The buildings looked like they were straight out
They
of...
stunted what they needed to stunt.
Yeah.
Right?
There's some definite... What era is... It's like Archer. There's definitely like, what time period are we in?
Sure.
Yeah.
It's great.
Right. So... But this got me thinking, because a lot of people did complain, being like, well, then you put her in this other getup, which I'm going to be honest, I have no problem with the getup they decided on.
It's because you're sexist.
Possibly.
I don't know.
But that did raise a lot of people's question, being like, well, she should have been in the jester costume. That shows them taking, a powerful person and sexualizing her and over-sexualizing her. And, like, if you look at everyone else in the movie, like, they look like their character almost to a T. I'll give you Deadshot.
Do they not know what Harley Quinn is, like, that her character was when they introduced her? Like,
Hey, she does, though.
Well, she's not a role model if you want to go by
she's
the
not
old
a role
school.
model, but just to halt. And you know what's the interesting part is that correct me if I'm wrong, but I hear so much flack about her outfit. I feel like we've covered this before, so I won't take it on too long. But I get so much flack for her outfit, but I haven't heard a single thing. In the last trailer, you see her when they do the slow, sexy thing of her putting her shirt on. She has a tattoo below her belly button that just says, "Lucky you." And no one has said anything about that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm almost positive that she's just got a tattoo that says, like, "Lucky you."
yeah,
Above her,
it's just like,
But you don't hear a thing. You don't hear a thing.
But I know people that have stuff like that in real life.
Right, it's not... I don't think it's the classiest look.
It's not the classiest look, but there is definitely people out there like that.
Sure, no, it exists, absolutely. I just think it's weird that you hear something about...
People are complaining about the over-sexualization of her costume, yet they add stupid shit like that that is also over-sexualization of her character that doesn't need to be there. Like,
right. That is something that you would argue, but the clothes you would not necessarily argue because it is a very independent.
It's a modernization.
Here's the thing.
Costume.
I would argue for the over sexualization of her character, because I feel like this would be a character and a woman who is very over sexual. Like, she knows it. She's okay with it. Like,
she's using it to
at
manipulate
one point, this was a woman who's in a very abusive relationship, and like I said, like, she's just not. It's a very sad story. So like, when you see someone who like dresses over sexualized and is in an abusive relationship, like, that really does exist. Like, we're almost kind of shaming the character for something, for almost being an actual type of person that is out there.
Yeah.
I will bet you my entire net worth, which is just under $1 billion.
That's impressive. I need to see some of that.
Yeah, that she will.
You don't need to give me
She
any, I just
will
wanna
use
see it
her
later.
sexuality to play people
Yeah.
in this movie.
Oh, of course.
If she doesn't mess with Deadshot, I don't know what's going on in this movie. But it's going to happen, and I don't know. There's no reason.
I would like that. They had great chemistry and focus. That was a good movie.
Yeah, right on.
Anyway, but this brought up a thing in my head where there are a lot of instances throughout comic book movies where the costume looks nothing like the comic book. Yeah. And I think one of the most like notable adaptations is Batman. Up until this most recent interpretation of Batman, and you could argue the Adam West one kind of, but none of the Batman costumes in the movies, really, for the most part,
have looked like comics,
the costumes in the comic book.
If anyone was over-sexualized, it was George Clooney with those rock.
Oh my God, yes, him and Chris O'Donnell both. The nipples, the cod piece,
wildly sexual.
But you never heard anything about that. I mean, you did later, but like they weren't being like, they're over-sexualized.
Well, they're still covered, but. Yeah, I mean, I guess you could argue the Batman costume because while it is completely different, it is still. He's got the ears, he's got the cape, he's got
the highlights that you need.
Yeah, he's got the signatures that you.
She's got the makeup, she's got the ponytail, she's got the red and blue, different mix matching.
Red and black.
She wasn't even red
and
yeah, but she's red and blue in this one. She wasn't even red and blue in the other ones.
She's red and blue in the new 52.
Oh right, but in the newer renditions.
So, some other ones that came to mind. Sam brought this up right away, and I already had it written down. Catwoman.
Oh God, that wasn't even
either interpretation. The Michelle Pfeiffer one doesn't really look like the comic book at all, and the
but you could still argue the
Halle
Michelle
Berry
Pfeiffer one is still a latex like suit, and even though it's got like all the stitch marks on it, which is just poor craftsmanship, it's similar. It's got the keynotes like Garrett was talking about. But the Halle Berry one is just
the ears.
And
S&M
that is
attire.
over sexualized.
She looks great.
100%. Oh, no one's knocking Halle Berry.
But it's absurd.
Halliburton.
But it is absolutely absurd.
Another one, The Last Fantastic Four. That looked nothing like the comic book.
Atrocious.
Just even the most recent one, the Josh Tank one.
Oh, sure.
That looked nothing like the comic
I
book.
tried watching that on HBO and got like 10 minutes into it. And I was just like, I can't watch this.
It really is like worth just watching to rip on. But you
All right,
need to be
let's-
with people.
Let's get drunk then and watch this. But
All right, we'll do commentary. How about that?
I'm not gonna watch.
We
this
can do
movie
a
by
commentary
myself.
track for that.
Yeah.
Let's do a commentary track for that.
A big one is, I think it's just a testament that you just need to let it happen and then make up your mind. The Joker from Dark Knight. You don't see, not necessarily the costume, but his entire appearance. Like,
His entire appearance was different, but I will say the original suit that he is in with the grenades in his inner jacket, that was pretty darn close.
that's pretty close. But you haven't seen a Joker that looks like that.
No,
like
you
that
didn't.
kind of person. But now he's universally praised, and a lot of artists have tried to put that influence onto his character.
You're right.
So I don't know. That's kind of a different one.
Even we want to go, I would say the Christopher Reeve stuff was dead on, but
Yeah.
the Henry Cavill, not so much. Like there's
but it's got the
undertones,
signatures.
but it's not really it's not even close to the New 52, especially Man of Steel. That is completely different.
Yeah.
Especially Man of Steel. Another one where
Penguin.
yes, the Penguin. He is not a mutant man bird. I wasn't even going to say that one. But
Hey man, but his
that's good.
costume was there. His costume was on.
What
There was several.
the one piece disgusting gross.
No, there was points where he was like in
a top hat and umbrella.
Top hat, umbrella. He was wearing like a nice coat. Like he had a full like suit on. Like there was
Penguin
points
suit.
He didn't have a full suit on. He never had a full suit on
ever
ever.
when he visits his parents' funeral or the graves.
I want to say it again. I don't think he has a full suit on.
I'm pretty sure he does.
We'll do a track of that one.
We need to look at that because the only reason I'm saying this because I'm remembering other parts in that film where he's doing mayoral stuff and he should have a full suit on and he does not.
No, like when he's in the mayor's, like when he's in his campaign office.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense at all. Why are you still running around in a gray pudgy suit?
Yeah, like the onesie or whatever.
His poop suit.
Basically.
This looks like a suit that he wears to poop,
You're not wrong.
and he is unsuccessfully. That's not that funny.
It is. Because I feel like that explains a lot about that character in the movie.
Yeah, maybe.
Danny DeVito couldn't poop.
Maybe.
Another one that I'll claim doesn't really look like it, but I will give you this, there are the undertones, is the Green Lantern one.
That looks like. I think we get a little nitpicky when it comes with like Green Lantern and Man of Steel. Like you get all the signatures.
Then I have the ultimate nitpicky one, and I want to see if you agree or disagree with me on this one. Constantine.
Got black hair,
Yes.
and because he's not British,
Yes.
and he's
Because
Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
He's also not wearing.
But he is wearing a trench coat. But
not
it's a
brown.
dark.
It's a brown
but
trench,
it's a dark trench
brown trench coat.
But
white
it's the,
but
shirt,
don't like light
red
tones.
tie. That is like his signature look.
I know, but the undertones there. He's wearing a tie. He's wearing a trench coat. It's the same. I feel like it's on the same level as like the Man of Steel thing.
He's
we
not
just
even in
said.
the right color scheme though.
Technically, neither was Henry
disagree.
Cavill.
Blue and red. Yeah, it's a different shade of blue or red, but blue and red.
I'm going to disagree.
Okay, no, I just wanted to see where you
I'm-
guys leaned on this.
I would say that Constantine's get up for him was further out of line than Man of Steel's were or Green Lantern's were.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's not even. I mean, I don't know Constantine that well.
I don't either,
but
but
it's
he's got an
not
iconic look,
The
is the
the
thing.
Superman suit
Well-
has changed a little bit. His get up does not change.
Actually, you want what is the perfect Constantine look, and they have said they did this on purpose. Castiel from Supernatural.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Supernatural.
that's exactly what it is. Just give him
Also-
a red tie.
The guy that was on the Constantine show.
Yeah,
Yeah. He was great.
he was so
I think
good.
his name's Matt.
It is Matt Ryan.
Is it?
I believe the actor's name
Yeah.
is Matt Ryan, and actually that
He
was the
was
one
in
episode
LA.
of Arrow I think I really enjoyed this season.
Let's keep in mind, Constantine's
Can
still
he
great
come
movie.
back?
Still a great movie.
What's he doing? Can he come back in like this now?
It's a lot of
For
movie rights stuff.
deep show?
That's the problem.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
or not movie rights, but like character rights because
The
Constantine
DC
wasn't
Supernatural
on
thing still
CW.
Hmm.
It was on Fox or something, wasn't it?
Another big comic book character that does not look like himself.
Arrow.
Arrow, yes. I'll give you in a lot of it. But Green Goblin, in any interpretation ever on screen, looks nothing like the comic book character.
No?
Almost did. Yeah.
Almost. It could have. Really could have. But it didn't.
What could have been Sam Raimi's Goblin?
And it just progressively got worse, too. Like when you look at the Power Ranger, they call it a Power Ranger suit. When you look at like that tin suit that Defoe's in, you beg for that by the time you get to DeHaan's version of it in Amazing 2.
I could see what they were going.
Melty Man.
Yeah.
I could see what they were going for. They were trying to go for like, because in
He was
Ultimate
going to become
Spider-Man,
him.
he's going to actually become a goblin. Like
Right.
And I could see they were trying to go for that, but it didn't play off very well.
And then you got Franco, who's just extreme snowboarder or something like that.
hoverboard.
Well, he wasn't Green Goblin. He was James Franco.
Oh, well.
Strawberries. Nobody told him to do that.
Do you think by that film he had just cashed it in? Like, he's just like, I'm here, I'm collecting my check, you guys aren't writing me off.
I have no idea.
Maybe.
That could have been
Let's
exactly what he was told to do.
Could have been. Because he's a good actor. But there are times, like that movie he directed with that trailer, I can't remember, but we talked about it a long time ago.
Fury in the Thunder? Or whatever?
Fury in the Thunder, yeah, where it's just like, what are you doing? Like, we know you're better than this. You know you're better. Like, did you get really high? And we're like,
Yeah, this would be a good idea.
yeah, just screw it. Let's do this.
God.
I don't know.
So that's one of them. I'm trying to think of some other ones. Oh, the X-Men.
Yeah.
Up until like the last 3 seconds of the latest film.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, with the exclusion of Emma Frost in First Class. She looks pretty dead on of her costume.
Yeah.
Boy, does she.
And Magneto at the very end of First Class looks identical to his costume. I'm so upset that Fassbender's in that for 3 seconds out of 3 movies. And then it's like, yeah, no, that's not coming back. Why? You did it.
Too cartoony.
You did it. Like,
Too cartoony.
you showed it to us. He's in it. Just keep him there. By the time we get to Days of Future Past, something happened to that helmet where it looked like it got melted down or some crap.
Yeah. It was stupid.
That helmet, that costume was great. And then nothing became of it.
I don't know. His Apocalypse costume was...
Yeah, but it didn't have the little thingy on it on the front. A little
Like, he had the bolts even, like...
I don't remember this.
Oh, yeah.
His costume.
I'll have to go back and look
was
at this.
dope.
Watch the last. It's only when he breaks into Emma Frost's cell at the very end. That's the only time you see it, but it's spot on. Like, it is animated series. It is Jim Lee spot on.
This makes me very excited now.
Identical. So that's what I was thinking. I don't know. Can you guys think of any other ones?
We covered the majority of it.
Yeah, we did. Because the Marvel universe has gotten better at it. Like, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has started the trend where we're finally starting to accept these bright, colorful
I was
uniforms.
actually going to say Iron Man.
Really?
His like, not the Mark 1, like his original one, but once he started getting the Iron Man suit that we know in terms of like shape and stuff, like that's not at all what, like they were still in the old classic Iron Man stuff in the comics at that point.
Okay.
And I mean, it doesn't look like the Iron Man suit now. The Iron Man suit now is very like sleek, more angular. But
The color scheme was a little different in the comics, I remember, at the time. Because I had an action figure of Iron Man that was a little different.
Mm-hmm.
That's a suit that's constantly evolving, though.
True. That's where you get away with it. And just to show the theory on no one cared about Iron Man prior to 2008, you really can't tell if it was or wasn't, just based on trying to think about it.
Can I have a last thought?
Yeah.
If you can put Wolverine in that goddamn Weapon X1 outfit, you know where I'm going with this, so I'm not even going to finish it.
why can't you put him in the classic outfit?
Right.
I'll finish it for you.
Yep, that's it. There you go. Something to think about.
You'll get it. You'll just never get it with Jackman. Because I also think... my theory is Fox knows this, so they're holding that up their sleeve to be like, when we do eventually have to introduce a new Wolverine, we've got to do it with that costume. That way people will accept this is not Jackman, and they'll immediately have that connection. And I think an executive would think like that.
I mean, that is a smart decision.
I'm making a huge assumption here, but if I were in their shoes, I would actually do that same play. I would hold on to it to try and grab
maybe
the audience that way.
That's bullshit.
Like Scoob! It's Three Wise Radio!
But since Ghostbusters came out in theaters this week, and I know they claim it's a reboot, but I'm going with the theory that all reboots are really just remakes anyway. You're normally telling a very similar story, and prior to the year 2000, we never called anything a reboot. It was just a remake. You never said you're rebooting King Kong. You said you're remaking King Kong.
Yeah.
And you did it 3 times.
It's coming again. Supposed to get a trailer next week, I think.
Right? Something like that. So they're remakes. All right? This was a remake. Mm-hmm. It's a remake to try and reboot the universe and reboot the franchise, yes. But it's a remake.
Yeah.
The story is similar. So, because it's a remake, I thought I'd pull up the list of Rotten Tomatoes, because Rotten Tomatoes is basically just a publicly ran...
I have no respect for them anymore.
Exactly. So...
So let's give them...
Yeah, so let's see what they think is the 50 best remakes of all time.
Jeez, are we going to go through all of these?
We are, but we're going to end up going pretty quickly because 90% of these you probably won't even know.
Okay.
And there'll be a few surprises on there. Because I know at least one, there is like a French remake of a French remake.
All right.
It's like,
We're
what?
going through all 50 of them?
All 50.
Can we just... can you like read 50 through 40 off in a row and then we say if we've actually heard of any of them?
Yes.
Just for the sake of our own sanity.
All right.
And then once we get to like the last 10, maybe we can do like guessing and see if we can think of what hasn't been named.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, okay.
Or like the last 5.
No. Oh, yeah. You want to play that game?
I don't know.
Let's go right ahead. Because I don't think you'll come close.
All right, list 50 through 40. My God.
All right, 50 through 40. Real Lobo, 3 Men and a Baby, The Birdcage, Piranha 3D.
The Birdcage was a remake?
See? Yeah, all right.
Piranha
The
3D
Birdcage
was
is
Let him get through it. Damn it.
You said we were going to say we knew it.
Well, once we're done with it.
Piranha 3D, Cape Fear, Peter Pan from 2003, 12 from 2007, Dawn of the Dead, The Good Thief, War of the Worlds, and The Thing from 1982.
Yeah.
War of the Worlds, The Thing. I knew that.
Then The Thing is better.
The new one?
John Carpenter's The Thing
is better than the original.
Better than the original The Thing. No, the new one is a prequel to Carpenter's.
Gotcha.
Yes.
The Thing, yeah, that's better. I'm surprised. What was it? One of them. I'm surprised it's not higher.
3 Men and a Baby.
No, I've never seen that movie
It's not bad.
or the remake.
Probably for the best.
You mean the sequel, 3 Men and a Little Lady?
Really?
Is it real?
Yeah,
that a
there's a
thing?
sequel. Yeah, where like the daughter's like, where the little girl's like 5 or 6 or something.
Incredible. No, what was the? Was
The
like
Birdcage?
No, never heard of that.
The Birdcage is a remake, by the way, of a French comedy.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
duh.
No, it was Robin Williams and Nathan Lane.
Oh, no. Nothing.
Piranha 3D?
Piranha 3D. That's a.
Oh, yeah, there was a Piranha movie in the 70s.
Oh, that makes sense. It was probably just like a B, like a B movie.
B horror movie, yeah.
Okay. Well, it still is.
And the one I found interesting was 12 from 2007. That's apparently a loosely based adaptation of 12 Angry Men.
Really? What was the one after 12?
Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead. Surprised that's not higher because that is actually a fantastic remake.
But Zack Snyder.
What about it?
Directed it.
God, what a piece of garbage.
All right.
Didn't even look like a zombie movie. It did.
All right. 39 through 30. Enchanted April. Bram Stoker's Dracula featuring Gary Oldman and Keanu Reeves.
Is that what it's called?
Bram Stoker's Dracula, yes.
Featuring Gary Oldman?
I just want to stipulate. Down and Out in Beverly Hills. The Manchurian Candidate from 2004. Ocean's 11 from 2001. The Parent Trap from 1998.
The Parent Trap is above Oceans?
Yep.
Dang.
That seems like a mistake.
Dang.
Do not underestimate the power of small Lindsay Lohan. Or Dennis Quaid.
That's right. True. D. Quaid.
A French film where I'm not even going to try and read the title, but to English translate as Beat That My Heart Skipped from 2005. Which
Sounds like
is,
a Bond title.
right? But it's a French remake of a French remake. Then there is a Chinese movie that's a remake of a Chinese movie, Springtime in a Small Town, from the 1948 Chinese classic of the same name. Here's a weird one from 31, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with Johnny Depp.
Oh, that's the wait. What? That's
Wait, so what is this? Is it just best remakes or
This is according to Rotten Tomatoes, the best
so.
remakes.
This is each one is getting progressively better.
Yes.
The Willy Wonka that one is worse than all of the other movies that have just been named,
I wouldn't
including
have that
the
on
ones
the
I haven't
list.
seen.
I wouldn't have that on the list at all.
No.
But it's Johnny Depp.
Being
He's got a
Johnny
big hat.
Depp.
You'll agree with this one, Sam. Homeward Bound, number 30.
Ooh, oh my god, that's
A
emotional.
remake of the 1963
Classic.
classic called The Incredible Journey back then.
Right on.
So that's through 30.
Hey, we're starting to get into the right direction.
I've heard of quite a few of those, actually.
Did you
I
really?
haven't heard of the
Yeah.
French one.
Okay.
Yeah. Go
Other-
through that one more time.
Other than the foreign ones, like I'm pretty sure I've heard and or watched all of those movies.
Enchanted April?
No. Sorry.
Is that it? Is that not foreign?
No, that's not foreign.
Damn.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yes.
Never seen the original.
Down and Out in Beverly Hills.
Yes.
Nope.
Nick Nolte, Bette Midler.
Oh, great.
The Manchurian Candidate with
Yes.
Denzel.
Dude, that's the one with Denzel. Okay. Ooh, I don't think I ever saw the remake.
I'm gonna be
Apparently,
honest,
it's not as good as Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
I don't know. I prefer the Frank Sinatra one.
Okay.
I really do. Ocean's 11.
Yeah.
That's a great movie.
It is a great
I'm
movie.
surprised that's not higher.
I don't know. The Parent Trap.
Yeah.
Is this the movie critic rating, or is this the people's rating, or is this a hybrid?
It's kind of a hybrid.
Okay.
So
Weird. Interesting. Okay.
and then there's the French remake, the Chinese remake. Did you see those?
No.
Okay.
I said with
Most
the
of them. I
exception
know.
of the foreign films.
Just trying to figure out. And then Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and Homeward Bound.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Not as
I didn't
good
know
as
Homeward
any of
Bound
those
was a
movies.
remake, though.
Yes, it was. Disney did the original as well, which makes sense.
All right. What are we at now?
29.
29. All right. We'll slow it down a little.
We're blazing through this pretty well. Another Japanese remake, Zatachi, The Blind Swordsman.
Sounds great.
The Blind Swordsman Zatachi or whatever from 2003, which is apparently he is like the Bond. He's the samurai Bond of Japan.
Dope.
He is
That
a
sounds
classic
I
like
haven't watched this movie, but I want
Samurai
to watch
Bond.
it. Just
Circle that one.
from 2003. Heaven Can Wait from 1978, starring Warren Beatty. It's a remake of a movie called Mr. Jordan.
Nope.
But I know you've seen the remake of this, Heaven Can Wait. It was called Down to Earth, featuring Chris Rock.
Nope.
No.
I've heard of it.
Oh, you haven't seen the one where he jumps into like he dies and then he's reborn in like the fat white millionaire or whatever?
I've seen.
I
I,
saw that
know
in
what you're
theaters.
talking about, but
Uh-huh.
I did not see it.
Okay.
That there are a lot of hijinks.
Yes. It's actually they're both really good movies.
Okay.
Number 27, Dirty Rotten Scoundrels
Yes.
with Michael Caine and Steve Martin.
Yes.
Okay.
12 Monkeys, which I did not know was a remake.
didn't
Really?
Yeah. Brad Pitt. I don't really care for the movie that much, but Brad Pitt, that might be my favorite role of his, because him in the insane asylum going crazy, like explaining the corporations and where he thinks the microphones are,
Is it
is
Brad Pitt
just
in that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's the
He's the
secondary
antagonist.
character. Yeah.
Oh, how about that?
Bruce
It's
Willis and Brad Pitt.
it's great. That's some of the great stuff. As I said earlier, King Kong, the 2005, not the Jeff Bridges from the
They're giving it
70s.
to a 4-hour-long Peter Jackson? Mm-hmm. Okay.
I like that one because for the most part, that is a shot-by-shot remake. It does seem a little long, but I like it. Jack Black doesn't seem out of place in a movie that he probably should.
I wouldn't say it's shot for shot, but the path they take is almost identical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those bugs, still to this day, oh, that scene is so...
Well, they added those in. Like
That
that
is
was in a
terrifying.
deleted scene. The
Was it?
bugs, and the Tyrannosaurus Rex fight were actually filmed using claymation for the original. They just cut it out. And didn't
yeah, I'm just talking about that still is so creepy.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Anything like bugs is that. Son of a Woman, Hoo-Ah, Pacino, which is also apparently a French remake of a French film.
Haven't heard those.
Freaky Friday from
Yes.
2003.
Have heard of that.
More Lohan star power. And, what's her name? Scream Queen.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis.
Sweeney Todd, another.
That's a remake?
That's a remake.
I thought it was just
That was never on film before this. It was a show, like a Broadway show. I don't think that was ever on film or movie or whatever media.
Yeah, what is it saying the remake was of?
Does not have that here, but I have it here, number 22.
Yeah,
I did not create
horse
this.
shit on that.
You look that up. You continue on with the list.
And then Scarface is 21 with Pacino.
Okay. Scarface was a remake?
Yes, I know that for a fact. There is a Scarface movie from the 40s or 30s. I want to say it's with Cagney. Like he's not Cuban or whatever, but it is like a Scarface type, rise to power, that type of deal.
Yeah.
Sweeney Todd, The Demon Barber of Fleet Street, a musical thriller. The acclaimed musical adaptation of the play. So it was filmed as a musical.
But it was just them filming the stage performance?
No. It looks like it was a legit movie.
Okay.
Just give it to Burton to be
film.
like...
It was a film.
All right. Checks out.
I think I remember liking that.
Sweeney Todd?
Yeah.
That one, I like that
I saw
one.
it once, but I never watched it again.
See, I have like thought about like if I would like turn it on or something, like on HBO or something, I know I would keep it on.
This is definitely like, when that movie came out, it was definitely the time when like movie musicals were becoming a really big thing. You know,
And
like
people didn't hate Johnny Depp.
Rent, Legally Blonde, there was a few other ones.
No. Legally Blonde's a movie before they turned it into a musical.
But I'm seeing like that kind of like live action,
that kind of meld.
Disney movie, you know, where people just bust out in a song and dance randomly.
There's no songs in Legally Blonde.
Yes, there is.
Yes, there is.
The Reese Witherspoon?
And the band in Snap. Yes, there is.
Yeah. Reese Witherspoon? No, there is not.
It's not. I wouldn't quantify it as a song, but when she's teaching the lady from Best in Show how to like
be sexy,
bend down, pick up a pencil, and then snap up.
They're
real
not
quick.
singing though. They're just kind of moving.
Well, they're saying bend and snap.
That's it.
That's a song.
Music and rhythm.
I would not. That one phrasing, and I'm going to call it a phrasing because there is no lyrics or barely a melody,
Is Whip and
does
Nene
not
a song?
a musical make.
They're only telling you to do two things. I know they're telling you to do more, but for almost 90% of that song.
They're not even telling you. They're just saying you to watch.
All I'm saying is this: Legally Blonde, the movie, is not a musical.
Okay.
Right, it's not.
Okay.
No, it's definitely not. What are we arguing? Am I on your side? I'm not on your side. Joe, you're right. But there is a little bit of some. There's like I guess kind of a weird like bastardization of a dance beat
to bend and
in
snap.
that movie to like bend snap. It's
what I was trying to
And
say
is that in the
like,
sequel or is that in the first one?
it's in the first one.
Okay,
for sure.
What I was trying to say is that like
it's a good movie.
That was definitely like a big thing. So
yes, no, there were a bunch of them out at that point. I do remember that. Yes, I will give you that for sure.
Okay.
Hairspray. Yes, that's a great. That might be on the list later. Little Shop of Horrors from 1986.
Okay.
Rick Moranis. You're nowhere near the mic.
Yeah.
Apparently, though, it was also filmed in 1960, but the 1960 version was filmed in just 2 days. So it's really bad.
Oh, damn. Hey, when you got it, you got it. One take.
Pale Rider from 1985, which is apparently starring Clint Eastwood, directed by Clint Eastwood, remake of The Outlaw Josie Wales.
Nice.
So he took one of his famous spaghetti westerns, like, I can do this better.
Is that the one where he's a ghost?
I have no clue.
There's one where he's a ghost. He's not real.
it might be that one. That sounds right.
Next one, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid from 1969.
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't they remake that again?
I don't know. I think they're trying to. Maybe they did. I'm not sure. Speaking of westerns, the Russell Crowe, Christian Bale classic, one might say. I wouldn't. 3:10 to Yuma.
That's a good movie. That's a good movie. You don't like that movie?
No, I own it and I don't really care for it.
It's a good movie. I like Ben Foster's jacket in that. It's real sleek.
I haven't seen that one though.
Jeff Goldblum, some might say at his finest, 1986, The Fly.
Yes.
Have you seen that?
Oh yes.
Yes, because haven't we done an article about that where they're trying to remake it with him again?
I think so.
I hope they are. That'd be great.
Yes. Yeah, he's talented.
I disagree with this one. I don't think this one should be that high because I remember not caring for it when we saw it in theaters. Let Me In from 2010.
Oh, I liked that a lot.
Did you?
Yeah.
I didn't care for that one that much.
Did you see the
Which one
original?
was that?
Yeah.
The
It's
one
the
with Chloe
vampire.
Moritz, where she's a vampire, but she makes a friend, and she's like, it's got a really negative ending actually. If you think about it, you don't. She's a vampire, but she like stays hidden, and they become friends, and he gets bullied, and she kind of helps him by like killing a kid that bullies him, and they eventually end up like running away together, and you think it's cute, but then you realize that this is a spoiler, but there's a very old man that's like her caretaker in the beginning, and then he eventually ends up dying, and you're like, oh, this kid is just going to become her new caretaker.
Oh.
And spend the rest of his life watching over her, even though she can't really love him, and she can't reciprocate any emotions, and
that is good. When you can do a full circle twist like that, that's good.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, it's never like put out there, but if you think about it, that sucks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Number 14, I've always wanted to see this movie, but never gotten around to it. It's on Netflix.
Sahara.
Again. No, Insomnia. Christopher Nolan directed this one. It stars Al Pacino and Robin Williams. It's like a mystery thriller where Robin Williams is framed for the murder of his daughter or something like that, and Pacino's the cop trying to capture him.
What is that a remake from?
A remake of a movie called Insomnia.
Oh, kick ass.
We can look that one up again too, but after our Sweeney Todd thing, I'm going to trust that it is legit. Number 13, they remade Nosferatu apparently in 1979.
What?
Yeah, in Germany. And apparently it's good, according to this list. So
It's not as good as the Defoe vehicle, right?
Shadow of the Vampire?
Yeah.
No. Where Defoe basically plays Max Schreck Nosferatu. Who's actually
As a real vampire.
That movie is so good. Like, if you're looking for a cult movie around Halloween time, totally rent Shadow of the Vampire. It is so good. And it's Defoe at his finest. It really is. Number 12, I know this movie's also on Netflix. I haven't gotten around to ever watching it, but I'm not really big into foreign films. 13 Assassins, which is apparently a remake of
13 Assassins.
Another Japanese film.
That sounds familiar.
In 1963 called 13.
Was that the Keanu?
No, that was 47 Ronin.
It was 47.
Okay.
It's got a number. He's not wrong.
I still haven't seen that.
No, it's on FX, I think, now on demand if you really want to. Hairspray, we mentioned earlier.
Okay.
The 2007 version.
Are we in the top 10?
That was number 11. So the next one is top 10.
Oh my god. I couldn't even think of a remake right now if you asked me to.
Yeah.
What's number 10?
I've never heard of this. Victoria from 1982. It stars Julie Andrews and James Gardner,
Sounds great.
who's famous for playing...
People love Julie Garland.
Not Judy Garland.
Julie Andrews, sorry.
Yeah.
They love both of them.
They do love both of them. But a movie called No Way Out from 1987 starring Kevin Costner and Gene Hackman.
That sounds good.
It does sound good, actually. A Little Princess from 1995 is number 8. That's what I'm saying. You're not going to get any of this top 10.
Well, if it's a movie no one's seen and you remake it, might be better. No one's gonna know.
Yeah.
Invasion of the Body Snatchers from 78 is number 7 on the list.
Oh, okay. They remade that, didn't they?
Starring
remake
Donald
that?
Sutherland.
Oh,
They've
no, that
remade
was just
that.
Stepford Wives. They made a lot of movies that are
Well,
based on that.
they
but not.
did, and my favorite one based on that is The Faculty,
Yeah.
which is a great movie.
Not a remake though.
Not a remake. Okay, Assault on Precinct 13, but not the Ethan Hawke one. The 1976 original one, which is the John Carpenter one.
It was
Assault
a remake.
of apparently Rio Bravo, a John Wayne film.
Fucking John Carpenter. Spent my whole childhood thinking he had all these original ideas. He remade everything.
Which is interesting because this is the second time
Get
this
inspired
remake.
by that. Remake stuff. Remake John Carpenter stuff.
Well, I bring this up. This is interesting because to kick off our list was Rio Lobo, which is a John Wayne remake of Rio Bravo again.
How deep does this rabbit hole go?
Wait,
It goes even deeper.
didn't you say Rio Bravo was a John Wayne movie?
Yeah.
So he remade one of his own movies?
Hang on.
Question mark?
Rio Lobo, Rio Bravo,
Rio Delta.
El Dorado is also a loose remake of Rio Bravo, and they're all three directed by the same guy.
God.
It's like John Wayne and him knew they had something, so they're like, just keep going. And apparently Carpenter was taking notes behind the scenes because he's like,
I'm gonna steal all of this. Why?
Making Rio Bravo possibly the most successful
movie franchise of all time. By franchise, you mean singular film?
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, God. Instead of rewriting a script, you just decided, let's just make the movie. We'll try it again.
Yeah, instead of a Western, we'll just set it in modern day New York.
Is Rio Bravo a first cut?
Yes.
All right. Which makes Rio Lobo is a director's cut, or is the extended edition.
I guess.
And then El Dorado is the director's cut.
I guess, yeah. The only real difference between El Dorado and Rio Bravo is there's a singer from the 50s called Ricky Nelson, who was the child on Ozzie and Harriet or whatever, that like 1950 show.
Sure.
In El Dorado, he is played by James Caan, a very young James Caan. That's the only difference. Okay, back to the list, though. Number 5, The Departed.
The Departed.
Okay.
Departed. I've heard that. I think it's a remake of like a Japanese film or something like that, or a Chinese film. They just use the Whitey Bulger cases like to Americanize it.
Okay. So a bit of a stretch.
All right. We have 4 left. You could get 2 if you really tried. You could get 2 of these. Nate, what might be the best remake you've ever seen that we haven't mentioned yet?
Man, I don't know.
I can't think of
The
a
Hobbit.
single
No.
flippin' remake.
Casino Royale.
Casino Royale. How about that? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Is that number 4 on the list?
That is number 4 on the
That's
list.
number 4.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's been remade twice. The Daniel Craig version comes in at number 4.
Right on. Anything else made within the last 15 years, in the years 2000?
Yes. Number 1 was made in the last 10 years. So I'll get 3 and 2 out of the way
Because we won't know them.
you'll know one, but
Give me the
you won't
genre
get
of the
it.
one we might know.
Western. That's number 1. But first off, let me get these out of the way.
Number 1's a Western?
Number 1's a Western. So there's another, it's called like Ali, Fear Eats the Soul. It's from 1974. It's apparently like, it's a German film of a film that was made 4 years earlier, but it's apparently really good.
Okay.
No doubt.
Then there's also A Fistful of Dollars from 1964 starring Clint Eastwood, which is one of his spaghetti westerns. There's apparently a remake of Yojimbo.
Yojimbo. Yeah.
There you go. He knows it, actually.
I do know Yojimbo.
All right.
It's actually a really great movie.
Okay, well, apparently A Fistful of Dollars is a remake of that.
It's a Japanese film. It's so good. Did you watch Seven Samurai?
Yes.
I think it's a sequel to Seven Samurai.
Okay.
It's either a sequel or a prequel. It's in that same
It might be an
vein.
offshoot. Would it be possibly about one of the Seven Samurai?
Yeah.
Okay. I call it an offshoot then, definitely. All right, I think you could get this if you try.
Number 1 is a Western.
It's a Western that's been remade in the last 10 years.
What year was it made?
Well, no, I'm not going to give you that because there's so few Westerns made. I feel like I've already narrowed it down to the 10 that have come out. And we've already talked about a couple.
Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
It's not... Is it Django?
No. Django was an original idea.
Is it?
No, it wasn't.
Well, I don't think it was made into a film. I think it was like a play or something, wasn't it? He stole it from somebody,
He
but...
stole it from someone, but it wasn't an original idea.
Yeah, you're right.
Western.
Do you want me to give you an actor in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Matt Damon.
Born Identity.
I gave you the one that's not... If I give you the other guy, you're going to know it immediately.
Matt Damon in a...
It was in a Western in the last 10 years, and it's considered the best remake of all time, according to Rotten Tomatoes.
Was Matt Damon in True Grit?
Yes, he is.
That's not the best remake. True Grit?
Wow. Jeff Bridges and
Haley Steinfeld? What?
Right there.
wow. We went through this whole list for that?
It's got a
It's like-
96 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
Adjusted score 103.47%. What does that mean?
I told you. Because if I gave you Jeff Bridges, you were going to know it right away.
God.
I mean, that movie was okay.
I've never seen it.
But to say
It's
it
alright.
was the best...
It's like most remakes. You get through it at the end and you're kind of let down.
That's dumb.
How long did we just waste on that segment?
About 20 minutes.
I waited 20 minutes for True Grit?
310 to Yuma is better than True Grit.
Yeah.
Just because you got Jeff Bridges, like, John Wayne, but I'm not.
I'm sorry, were you trying to be Jeff Bridges or Tom Hardy there?
No, it's hard to do because the whole time he had gained a good amount of weight for it, or maybe not for it, maybe just for life. And he kind of had his head cocked back the whole time. So whenever he talks, like true grit makes a man. It's gross.
And then don't forget when he reprised the role for R.I.P.D.
That movie.
Which I actually like that movie, which is basically just a remake of Men in Black.
Now, if you want a movie that you can call superpowered guilt, that's a movie that you call superpowered dead games or whatever.
Dare Die Team or something.
Dare, yeah, whatever.
Superpowered Dare Die Team.
Yeah, that's the movie you name that. Apologize for wasting everyone's time.
And he throws a right hook, and it's Three Wise Radio for the TKO.
As usual, we like to end every episode with What's Piquing Your Interest, where we just say what's piquing our interest. It's simplistic. It's a staple of America. It's good home fashion cooking. It's none of those. Garrett, what's piquing your interest this week?
I'm gonna pass to Sam.
Sam, what's piquing
Mine's
your
going to
interest?
need to be censored. But I was just on Reddit today, and I saw in one of the popular, today I learned, we just learned different facts, and I did my research on this. But apparently, in 1973, there was a Batman porn parody. The first ever porn parody. It was found in the back of a movie theater in Tennessee after not being played for 20 years, entitled Bat Pussy. And it's known for being the first parody movie, but also arguably one of the worst porn parodies of all time due to the key character Batman's constant impetus. Throughout the entire
Batman's
film.
impotent throughout
the entire film.
Isn't that like rule number one? Like, you wouldn't keep rolling at that point? Like,
It's got a movie poster.
there's a whole term. I think it's made up, but there's a whole term in the industry for that. It's called a fluffer. Oh, this is way older than 20 years.
No, it's not 20. It was 73.
Oh, okay.
That is interesting.
Well, wait, it looks like Batman's a woman, so it wouldn't be Batman who was impotent, right?
Well, so the key character was impotent.
Okay. Buddy, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it might be Buddy.
So people have watched this since then, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay.
Because it was discovered.
Did you watch it?
I have not yet.
Yeah.
Boy, will I, Joe.
Oh my god.
All right. What's piquing my... Oh, okay. Well, Garrett,
I do remember. We've gotten some more set photos of
Yep.
Spider-Man, and I don't know.
Is he grabbing his crotch in this one?
No.
Oh, okay. Cool.
He's
Upgrade.
getting a mugger, and like he's coming down, getting a mugger, and like throwing the dude off his bike.
You know, I'm just ready for this movie at this
I want
point.
this movie.
Because I'm going back and I'm rereading the Ultimate Universe again, and I forgot how good Brian Michael Bendis' run was, at least through the first 100 issues. Once he got through Clone Saga, it kind of teeters off a bit, but his stuff on Ultimate Spider-Man, like...
So good.
It
So
reads
good.
like a TV show. It reads like a compelling TV show, too. And the way the major characters die, the way they die, the way he reinvents characters, he doesn't reinvent them for reinvention's sake. He reinvents them in a way that like would work into the modern world. It's really good.
On the internet, I see so much people just like negatively backlashing at him. Just like, all of his... Everyone hates what he did with Miles Morales. Everyone hates what he did with Jessica Jones. And it's like, no, like, because apparently, like, for instance, apparently something's going to happen in one of these upcoming issues of Spider-Man Miles Morales where he's going to be hooking up with Spider-Gwen.
Woo!
And people are just like, this is shit. Like,
Wait, Miles Morales going to be hooking up with Spider-Gwen?
Yeah.
How old is Miles Morales? He's still
same
15?
age as Gwen. He's like 17.
17?
Yeah.
Okay.
But
So wait, this Gwen's a teenager now?
Gwen's just like fresh out of high school, I think.
Keep in mind, Spider-Gwen
I'm just trying to make sure no one's
Spider-Gwen
getting-
shouldn't even exist.
I'm just trying to make sure nothing is statutory. That's all.
No.
I'm looking out for Miles' best interest here.
But like people are just like, oh, the people like Bendis is shit. Like he's just reusing other love interests, blah blah blah. And it's like it's not even the same Gwen. Like it's not even the same
it's Spider
character.
Gwen.
No, like
Duh.
she is nothing like main continuity Gwen at all.
Is Peter still in his late 20s?
Peter's still like
No, Peter's probably in his early 30s at this point.
early to
okay,
mid
good.
30s.
No,
Yeah,
so he's still an older
now
man.
he's like a Tony Stark competitor.
but
No.
so
I mean, that's good because I saw a thing that like kind of like clicked in my head is why do we constantly want to have Spider-Man in high school in these movies, considering in the comics he was only in high school for 27 issues.
yeah.
So it's kind of interesting that like we want a
To
younger.
appeal to youngers. Yeah, for sure.
But why does that appeal to youngers? Because in the comics he graduated college in '78. So like why he was never really in school for a lot of people. So why to appeal to
I think
younger do we
also,
want to see him
because
in school?
it gives you a different perspective of everything that's going on, particularly like in the Marvel universe. It gives you a different.
Gives you that
You
the
don't
younger set of
need to
eyes.
see, oh, well, this is what other people stood for, and this is why they stand for what they stand for now. Like, this is a kid figuring out what he stands for.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It's another reason I love the Ultimate Universe because he's in high school throughout the entire thing.
Yeah.
So
Spider-Man.
That is a very interesting dynamic though.
right, yeah, I thought so. All right, what's piquing my interest is the season premiere of Ballers debuts this week, and
Season 2 or
apparently-
Season 3?
Season 2.
Season 2.
And apparently, when Mark Wahlberg, who's an executive producer on the
course
show,
he is.
was on Mike and Mike in the morning this past week, he came out and said that he received letters and knows other NFL players that received letters from Roger Goodell and other NFL owners telling them not to appear on the show.
Wow.
They don't want. So here was what he said. The first season of the show, the only call that I was getting from guys like Roger Goodell was saying, you can't do this, and various other owners of the league. And we're saying is it's actually a good thing for the league and for the players because hopefully they'll get the word out there with all this crazy stuff of the financial side, and it deals with like a lot of like people like spending money willy-nilly. Hopefully we'll get to these guys and realize they got to be more careful with their money. And Goodell and everyone's like, you're painting us in a negative light.
Right.
Don't do it.
Because sometimes you have to be. Also, who gave him the rights?
HBO. Because HBO... No, that's the thing. We talked about this. No, I don't know if we talked about this on a cast. Ballers gets to use when it's on HBO.
We talked about it when we were doing a Concussion or something.
Okay.
When we were talking about sports movies the first
Ballers-
Right, they get to use it on HBO.
Right. But any other time, you don't get to use it.
Right, but so you guys let them do that.
Right.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Tough shit. What do you mean you can't do this? Well, you said we could.
You
Damn.
have the rights to do it.
Also, I am a big-time football player, and watching that show, I don't give a shit.
You're a big-time football fan, Sam. Let's not get over-exaggerated.
Oh, you're right. I'm not a football player. Been known to toss the old pigskin around. No, an avid football fan. So who cares?
Right.
Doesn't make me want to.
Actually, I think that adds to the show, like seeing someone on the Green Bay Packers or going to Miami Dolphins or something like that, and instead of being like, it's the San Antonio Chattanoogas or something stupid like that, like it was in Any Given Sunday. Or
The Chattanoogas are great.
You just said two different
specifically
cities.
the ones from San Antonio.
exactly. I don't
That's
know.
so stupid.
Yeah.
If you want to tell us how stupid it is or anything else you've heard on this show, there's many different ways you can do it, and let us know.
Specifically involving True Grit.
You can contact us via Facebook at 3Wise Media. You can find us on Twitter at 3Wise Radio or hashtag 3Wise Radio. You can look us up on Instagram at 3Wise Radio, or you can find us on, I said Facebook, right? Gmail. You can contact us via Gmail at 3wiseradio@gmail.com.
Where can you listen to this cast, Joe?
So many places. You can listen to it on iTunes, Stitcher Radio, and many other podcasts. The Podcasting Source. We're on various. It's not that hard. Actually, if you type in 3Wise Radio, all one word, we're the entire first page now.
Boom.
But it has to be all one word.
Oh.
But our images,
Hey, man.
and we are the entire first page. Every result relates to us.
Like Google?
Yes.
Cool. I'm okay with that. Let's do it.
Right? We'll see you next week.
3Wise Radio! It's out. She goes into Woody Harrelson's office crying, and she's like, I just want you to know I'm going to kill myself. I think I'm going to go kill myself right now. And Woody Harrelson is her English teacher and just turns and is like, you know, that's actually weird. Hold on, give me 1 second. And then he writes it down, writes it down too. And he's like, I was just about to kill myself too. And then he hands her this piece of paper, and it says, I can no longer take it anymore. The 1/2 hour that I have off every day to eat lunch, one student constantly comes into my office complaining to me about her problems. and so she drops it. But apparently they have like an interesting relationship, yada, yada, yada. And then there's just, I die when I hear this scene. So she sends this boy that she likes, a text message that gets progressively more erotic, like, I want you to do this, and I want to do that, and I want to yada, 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 yada. And so she hands it to him, and she's like, I didn't mean to send it. Help me do something. And so he sits there and he reads it, and he's like, I want you to do this to my tits. I want yada, 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 all this stuff. He keeps going, and then he puts it down. And he's just like, and he pauses for a second. She goes, say something, help me. And he just goes, so you're going to have to work on run-on sentences. It's like Woody Harrelson being awesome. It looks pretty funny.
I want to see the trailer for this movie.
Yeah, I'll pull it up. It's a lot of it's like, oh, I'm not the cool kid, and yada, yada, yada. But Woody Harrelson, in the book endings of it, really brings it home.